information out there and have that taken into account. There's also an idea that, when people talk about science, they're being elitist. That's not what it's about. It's about understanding the world. It's something that we want to share. I mean, there's a wonderful universe out there, yet we're so short-sighted and we really don't think about the long-term consequences of what we're doing and what it does to our lives and what it does to animals' lives or plant life.
Feynman would often say, the number one rule is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool.
If you expected science to give more answers to the wonderful questions about what we are, where we're going, what the meaning of the universe is, and so on, then I think you could easily become disillusioned and then look for some mystic answer to these problems.
In 1964, at the Galileo Symposium in Florence, Feynman gave a talk he called "What is and what should be the role of scientific culture in modern society." Here's Ralph Layton.
So he says, people, I mean the average person, the great majority of people, are woefully, pitifully, absolutely ignorant of the science.
In 600 meters, take exit 89 toward Canadian Rockies Adventure Center.
Of the science of the world that they live in. And an interesting question of the relation of science to modern society is just that. Why is it possible for people to stay so woefully ignorant and yet reasonably happy in modern society?
Take exit 89.
In modern society. And then he says, I believe that science has remained irrelevant because we wait until somebody...
In 600 meters, keep right at the fork. Follow signs for Alpine Helicopters, Cornerstone Dinner Theater.
Asks us questions, or until we were invited to give a speech on Einstein's theory to people who don't understand Newtonian mechanics. But we never are invited to give an attack on faith.
Keep right at the fork.
Faith healing, or on astrology. I suggest, maybe incorrectly and perhaps wrongly, that we are too polite. So finally,
merge onto Benchlands Trail, then turn left onto Bow Valley Trail.
So Feynman was interested in the role of science in society for a number of years, especially after the war, when science was used to create the atomic bomb. And so he gave various lectures. One of them...
Turn left onto Bow Valley Trail, Alberta 1A East, then continue straight to stay on Bow Valley Trail.
One of them, it's called The Value of Science. He says it's a duty of us scientists to create a philosophy of ignorance and doubt, meaning admit that you don't.
Continue straight to stay on Bow Valley Trail, Alberta 1A East.
Admit that you don't know something. Don't just fake it and, make it up when you don't.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Montaigne Road.
When you don't know something, say you don't know it. I know that some people, Alan Alda comes to mind, have set up like a center for the communication of science. And so Feynman, I'm sure, would happily give a guest talk at Alan Alda's Center for the Communication of Science, but he would start off by saying, now, I don't know anything about really how to communicate science, so I'm just going to tell you something really interesting that
In 100 meters, turn right. Turn right, then your destination will be on the right.
Interesting that I found out about the other day. And then by example, he would show you great communication of science.
My name is Alan Alda, and I act, I write. You don't need to know more.
Well, let's say a little bit more. Alan Alda has played many roles on TV, film, and stage.
Your destination is on the right.
And stage, he's probably still best known for starring as Hawkeye Pierce in the TV series MASH.
When I was born, my father was in burlesque. So from the earliest times I can remember, when I was 2 or 2.5 years old, I was standing in the wings watching burlesque shows, watching comics and straight men, chorus girls and strippers, and I learned a lot. And the thing that I identified with was the performing, I guess you could say the performing instinct, communicating with the audience without necessarily acknowledging that they were there. Feynman was a performer on his own. If you look at his lectures, you see the jokes he does that Ralph Layton said were carefully constructed and paced, and he always was aware of where he wanted something funny to happen.
The Alan Alda Center for Communicating Science was established at Stony